So I decided that I'm going to build one myself, and after a lot of technical research on the quad, I found out that it's based on a Yamaha Raptor 700. So I met up in a back alley with a couple of guys that were really wondering why I was using a Tesla to pull a utility trailer, and purchased an '08 Yamaha Raptor 700 quad for $3,000, and then began to tear it down and have some real fun pulling the engine out, which is so cleverly mounted to the swing arm shaft. I sold that engine for $600, and I purchased an electric motorcycle for $3,000. After that, I got started immediately tearing it down to electronics to put into the quad. The battery pack on this bike is pretty large, and due to its size, it can easily give a full day of riding. The second issue is because there's a large battery, there's no place for the motor. But because I wanted the range that a big battery comes with and the powerful motor, I decided to put the motor on the swing arm. And yes, it sounds crazy. Yes, it's unsprung weight, but the motor makes as much power as many 900cc ATVs. Combine that with the adjustable shocks, and I don't think it's too much of an issue. Now we have the design set. Of course, disaster struck while I was assembling the quad. I accidentally killed the battery. I'm putting everything inside the quad. Here's where we are now.
Alright guys, we just have to finish the seat and button up the headrest here with our little janky on and off. But other than that,
This is done, man.
she's about ready to party. Very carefully.
Easy does it. Wow, there you go.
This thing is sweet! I told you, man! I told you! Woo! Right? Dude, it moves, right? Oh, it moves. It moves.
Now I have a big issue with the quad, besides the fact that it sounds like an angry power drill. It's this gap right here. The metal panels are glued onto the bike, and this gap makes things look very unfinished, so I'm going to hit up my man AJ and get a new helmet for Starscream. What we did is we removed the old panels and had the dimensions laser scanned in his computer to have them reproduced. Then we had the laser cut us new thicker panels and had those panels welded onto the front of the quad with no seams so it would look much cleaner. And after we did all that, we sanded them down for a brushed aluminum look. Let's get to some more play. Again, don't try this at home, and I have to say that because we live in a society where we have to put labels on bleach reminding people not to drink it.
Dude, I love these, like, the polarizing lenses.
BRB. Think about how loud a regular one would be.
Now we're now cranking out our top speed runs on a private closed road. We found that our most insane torque band, with all of the torque down low, great for crazy hole shots, was able to get us a casual 68 miles an hour. Now our mid-range torque band combo gave us 88 miles an hour, and our top end combo gave us 102 miles an hour. This thing flies. I can't even begin to explain the torque and the power band on this quad, but with the all-terrains, we were able to get a best 0 to 60 of 4.2 seconds. With street tires we borrowed from my friend Jason, we were able to get that down to about 3.9 seconds. I have a 5,000-pound military Humvee, and here's what the quad was able to do. It pulled my Humvee up a slight grade. It pulled the Humvee over a wheel chock, broke traction, and it kept pulling the Humvee up the hill and around a corner to the tune of 20 miles an hour. It's like having a quad that's always in the right gear, and it carries that momentum until over 70 miles an hour. Now, the other questions I get is how much range do you get? And that's a good question because I don't count mileage, but I will tell you that with all of our tests, we had Chad, Steven, and myself beat the hell out of this thing. We pulled my Humvee, used the winch to pull itself uphill about 9 or 10 times, multiple top speed runs in various terrains, burnouts, and other shenanigans. It has only consumed half of its battery. So there's no doubt you'll be able to ride a full day or get bored before the battery runs out on this thing. In terms of charge time, I removed the onboard charger of the bike to save space and weight and opted for an external charger that goes directly to the battery, and I could charge it to full in a few hours. Now, the other question I get is how do I deal with the fact that it makes no noise? Well, pretty easily because all my other methods of transportation make lots of noise, and this one is so fast it doesn't even matter. Some people like to make noise when they're coming. I don't have to prove anything to anyone because trust me, you'll know when I'm there. Thank you everyone for watching. Special shout out to Steven, who gave it the cyber quad look. My man Robert, who helped me with the sprocket options. Arlen, Stefan, Brian. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and I will see you guys